Good luck, guys. Sup? Trying to get the monorails in Packager. Very easy. Hopefully I have enough time to actually get all this stuff done. How the hell? "16 times the detail, it just works. 4 times bigger than the map, Fallout 4. Just like me, it's weird, but it works. Good, yeah, liquid fuel, go to turbo fuel. Do not even burn fuel, just to go to turbo fuel. And get the alt recipes. I put aside 2 for the recipe. Good job! Yeah, so today I'm focusing on... I'm attempting to, I'm gonna hopefully get the electrical systems wired in. I don't think I have any Caterium wire on site. If I do, not much. Look at that. I can go kiss my elevator. Cat wire, that's what I need. And that's what it looks like on the outside. It looks sweet, doesn't it? Yes, I must appease the fix-it overlords. I don't care if I get minimum wage. Whew. Oh my god, I just watched somebody whoop on a dog, like beat up a dog on stream. What a piece of shit. Well. Oh, if you beat up a puppy on stream, oh, you're a bitch. You know, that just elicited a scene in my brain. Give me a second. I got, give me a second. Literally. Guys, yeah. Me when I see somebody abusing animals. Doom Guy. I love that game. There's a zombie that plays with the Doom Guy's toys. So he just pulls up, gets ready to frickin'... Ow. Alright, that water is connected to that thing. How can I make more fix-it coupons? Now, there's generally a rule, the more advanced of a product you can produce, the more, actually, I know exactly how to make a lot of coupons. You're gonna want to take a gun and, and you want to go find your local wildlife, and as you commit, ecocide, I heavily suggest you, turn your, you're gonna want to turn the creature remains in what's called protein, and turn the protein into DNA capsules. Make your animal remains like watch this. So you take your animal remains. So watch this. You craft it into this protein. It needs protein. You craft it in what's called a DNA capsule. An alien DNA capsule. These dudes right here. can actually help. They actually are worth 1,000 points each. And actually, if you're really smart about shit, you could sloop them. If you try that, just go kill some random animals or whatever, and you can actually get a lot of those. Sources at one place for crude oil. Where are you at? Maybe you're right over here? I know over here it's got a bunch of oil. Northern part? That's great. The only problem about that place is it's dangerous to build there if you're not prepared. If you have a gun and some nobelisks, then you're pretty good. can you, like, connect cables from machine to machine? Yes, you can connect cables to some machines, but most cables can only, when you connect from machines, you can only connect one. So, if you connect two machines, you won't be able to connect either of those machines to a grid. So, it's heavily recommended to just simply connect to these little things right here. These, like, little tiny, ceiling line connectors. Oh, I didn't... Alright, so now all the... Oh, those machines are connected. Can you show me some design for windows for my factory building? Yeah, give me a second. So, a really great thing to know is that you can clip your walls into your windows. I don't mind you showing it to me later if you're busy. You could probably try to go to the end of the previous stream. I think I actually had a couple of pictures. About it. But you can see, like, for example, to make like a... This is a, trapezoid. Which, again, has two parallel lines connected with two lines. You could do this, ramp, and you can squeeze it, and... There you go. It's very simple, actually. Okay, so now only these two... Oh, wait, hold on. This is for lighting of all the levels. Sorry, my dumbest was not able to follow it yesterday. Oh no, it's not. You're not dumb for following. You just didn't follow it. Don't beat yourself up over things, man. Okay, so this wire is going to terminate, and the other two are going to go upstairs. Ow. Now it's time to put the lighting in here. These are not required, but they're very nice because I can actually see stuff. I made 4 plants for coal and connected them to a central electrical pole, which all connected to 4 main grids, so I could just cut... really wish my chat wasn't that garbage. Honestly, I would go for more coal generators. I will say, here's something that you, again, need to really remember. Is that you're getting a lot of power to start up large fuel plants. So it's good to get a decent sized coal plant. If you don't want to do this, then your other option will be using a battery array to start it up. Batteries can get very expensive, so I do recommend you do start getting lots of materials. Like, again, they need 100 wire, some amount of frames, modular frames, and some encased industrial beams. You can actually build some of these early, which I did earlier on one of my other playthroughs. I built some of them early. And that's because I found industrial beams, encased industrial beams, out in the wild. Worth of all the things you just said. Good. Exactly. That's why I recommend, when you have things in your factory, put storages to them. Rack it up. Make a mall. That way, I can just walk up and go grab stuff. And then while I piss off and go away and do something, that factory is constantly refilling that stuff. The factory that I keep going to is not refilling anything right now because it is completely disabled and turned off. But we're gonna get that kicked on with the finishing this. And by the way, I'm just gonna say this, you're going to need a shit ton of wire. We're talking you need 100 wire per thing. Look at that. It doesn't sound like much, but remember, a stack can only build you 5 of these. And by the way, do you know how to calculate how much power you're going to consume? Okay, I'm going to say this, and you're going to you might thank me. When we were, by the way, I can actually say this because I, from college, have a high voltage battery technician certificate. If you don't believe me, I'm pretty good at batteries. See? I've graduated high voltage battery technician. This is me. So I have a little bit of knowledge on this subject. So, when we work with batteries, we use our unit of storage is kilowatt hours. But in this game, there's a lot of energy, so we just switch it over to megawatt hours. What is a megawatt hour? If I have a battery with 1 megawatt hour of storage, and I run a 1 megawatt load, it is going to last an hour. If I run it at 2 megawatts, it's going to last 30 minutes. If I run it at 4 megawatts, it's going to last 15 minutes. And so forth. So, each battery has 100 megawatt hours, which means it can supply... Is it 100 megawatt hours? Megawatt hours. So each battery can power a 100 megawatt load for an hour. Now here's the special thing. If it's 50 megawatts hours, then that will last you 2 hours. If I have 25,000 megawatts and I have a plant that consumes 5,000 megawatts, well, guess what? That plant will last for 5 hours. Because again, each megawatt hour can provide 1 megawatt of power for an hour, right? For example, take this. It consumes 30 megawatts, right? Nice! In every single hour that you run this refinery unit right here, this specific little machine, you will consume 30 megawatt hours. This actually exists in the real world. For example, if I take a light bulb. I have a 5-watt light bulb. If I run it for 1 hour, I consume 5 watt hours. Very, very simple stuff. So again, one more time. A 1 megawatt hour can provide a 1 megawatt load for 1 hour. A 2 megawatt load for half an hour. 4 megawatt load for 15 minutes, etc., etc. I need a config to make the refinery. Now, here's the problem. The refinery consumes 30 megawatt hours, or 30 megawatts per unit. That is going to stack up. You need to make sure desperately that your energy, or your electrical grid, can meet the stress of the high power placed on to it by refineries. Now, a little bit of a note. I have heard that machines that are later will consume way more than just the measly 30 megawatts. So you like to so you like to, I don't know what you're saying. Oil pacture. Now, it is an energy sacrifice. For example, to calculate how much fluid you're going to need to move, for how much energy it's going to cost, take the energy it costs to deliver one unit. For example, it takes a packer at 100% overclock will package 60 cubic meters of water. Now, guess what? Each packer uses 10 megawatts. To transport that, I need 20. Why do you ask if I need 20? Why do I need 20? Because you gotta get 10 megawatts to pack it, and then 10 megawatts to unpack it. So whatever the energy it takes to pack and send your liquid, double it to unpack. Unless you're doing like what I'm doing, where I'm packing up all the water, but those packages are being sent into the refinery. But actually, I'm wrong, because then they have to get unpacked. But dude, turbo fuel, packing that shit up is so bad. You can only pack up 20 cubic meters a minute. Oil, package, send them, unpackage, send a machine. Right, yes. However, listen to what I'm about to say. Listen to what I'm about to say. If you do this method, you need to return the packages to the machine that packs it. If you do this, you're going to need to take a conveyor belt system, to either that or a train. You need to take all your containers from the unpacker to the packer. So that is the only downside to that. That is a major red flag I can give you. Yep. Perfectly fine. At least you know that. Unless you can bypass this if you make your containers on site and then I need to get rid of that block thing. You can bypass it if you make your containers on site and pack them up, and then when they get unpacked, you run it to a sink. But even I wouldn't recommend that. Exactly, see? Once you're so sucked in and you're so hooked, things go by nice. No, don't think. Ready for this? But I do have to extend my coal plant to accommodate all that power. You know what? I would definitely do it. And you know what? Maybe you could build one, but just don't make it fancy. Just make it ugly or whatever. Or whatnot. I don't want to be that person, but you're playing very thin by getting about 4 plants. I mean, I don't know if I could really tell you how much you need, unless you gave me the very specific details, but I can definitely tell you that you're going to need a lot of coal power to get yourself off the ground. Depends on how big of a factory. If you're, I just use modular config. Good. Good. Do it. Use modular configuration. That is the best thing you can do. By the way, if you really want to stabilize your coal plant, I recommend putting a buffer at the end of any pipe manifold that you construct. Oh, this, I'm about to say, it's probably going to be hell up here because I can't put all my stuff down. No, because guess what? Look at all the space I got. Dude, an average person would look at this and say, no thanks. It doesn't need a buffer. That's usually good. New, ooh, look at that! New light method unlocked. This is the best way to space out your lights I found. Take your lights and cram next to each other, then delete the ones in the middle. These lights, I like them, they're way more efficient. They use 2 megawatts, which is very small. For reference, the ones that you mount on the wall, they consume 6 megawatts. This here is the fuel distribution. It distributes all the fuel cans to be unpacked. By the way, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. If you take your fuel generators, by you're gonna find out something if you haven't found it out enough. Fuel generators are a big pain in the ass to build them max. So watch this. This is full nudge. So 1, 2, 3. Nudge your fuel burners 3 blocks away, and if you do this, you can actually take another fuel generator, like if you can look right here. You can take another fuel generator and install it with the chimney poking through the center. This, you you sacrifice a little bit of horizontal space for a good amount of for vertical space. This is probably about like 16 meters shorter. So you can see that the chimneys are placed right between each of the ones on this floor, so you can actually cram them in very easily. If you're wondering, there are 200 of these bad boys here, amounting to 43 gigawatts of generation. Ew, cables. Alright. Alright, so let's see. This one. I'm going to put this one up. And I think that's it. I think we just did it. These are all decorated and all done. Ready? And poof, lights out. $300, that's water. And 2,400, that's correct. Should be 300, and that should be 720, yep. Alright, so one of these needs to go for water extraction, water packs, water extraction, water packers, turbo fuel makers, fuel unpackers, and the compact coal makers. Alright. Alright, so we got a water packer line. We got that refineries, unpacker, coal maker. Alright, so it looks like we... Alright, so it looks like we are done with this decorating. The only thing we gotta do is we gotta decorate these, which, another thing I know I'm gonna do. Yeah, I might put lights in here. Put the platforms. Put, what do you call it? Build, these to fill in. They take a little bit of work to build these, so yeah. Anyway, that's really it. They're really good. We just gotta decorate these fuel machines. I don't know if we'll do all of them tomorrow, but we're gonna damn well try. Yeah, thanks for watching. And yeah, peace out, guys. I better get to bed because I get up early tomorrow.